We like.
It was fun to go out on the streets and create confusion.
Absolutely. To make your friends laugh, to make yourself and everyone there laugh.
Something that probably many, many young people enjoy to do.
Absolutely, of course.
Young people enjoy making.
Of course. The founder, you could see how they really like pioneered that innovative assembly line process in fast food restaurants.
Michael Keaton did that.
Well, he kind of took credit for it. It was actually the Kroc brothers.
Yeah. It's scandalous, really.
Yeah, exactly. They kind of
took advantage of that.
They kind of got screwed.
Yeah.
But you could see that in that movie. You know, they really like innovated that process where you could like almost Henry Ford style, make delicious quality food, but at assembly line style kind of.
You loved your job at McDonald's so much that here we are still 30 years up later.
It was probably the hardest job I've ever had in my life.
You're still shilling the product.
It's probably the hardest job I've ever had.
Really?
I think most people...
Not the one that you quit at Dairy Queen because you couldn't handle it for an hour?
It wasn't really a job because I didn't really stay there, so it didn't really cross any line where I could say...
That would have been a harder job if you had to quit
any job that I've ever had a paycheck.
Yeah, if you had to quit it after an hour, that would be harder.
Didn't have a paycheck there, so I was like, how about... Yeah, Dairy Queen looked more like... Yeah, way more hardcore. That's more like mentally harder, the Dairy Queen.
We don't need to go on and on about this because there's so much other stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
First of all, I'd like to say to everybody at home, of course, we're here with Phil Giroux, the legendary Phil Giroux, who I'm sure remember from the Tom Green Show.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, I sure do. You
remember that, right?
I sure do. We had a lot of good times there.
How did that all start anyways?
Well, I've got my version, which might be a little bit different than what most folks have heard.
Yeah, what was your version? How did that all start? How did you end up on the Tom Green Show drinking coffee in the window? Phil was the guy that drank the coffee in the window.
So, when we were kids, we obviously we met skateboarding. And, I don't want to get into the long version here.
I would have been 14, you would have been about 19 when we met.
15-ish. So, and then we, through skateboard.
Weren't you 4 years older than me back then?
One and some change.
Oh, okay.
So, through skateboarding, you develop a certain type of, a sense of humor and a sense of also social engineering, like razzing and comedy out there in the streets, kind of like doing stuff.
There was an anti-establishment.
There's that layer. There's a few different layers. I mentioned a few.
Rebelliousness to skateboarding.
But there's a comedy, and we like to make each other laugh, and we're always kind of razzing to try and get reactions, blah, 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 blah. So stuff that no one was doing back then, not the way that we were doing it.
Yeah.
And you too.
Getting kicked out of restaurants.
Constantly doing stuff. So
kicked off the bus.
So there's that foundation that we developed, and with no fear of being in any uncomfortable, what other people would find a very uncomfortable situation, we actually we went for it, and we like.
It was fun to go out on the streets and create confusion.
Absolutely. To make your friends laugh, to make yourself and everyone there laugh.
Something that probably many, many young people enjoy to do.
Absolutely, of course.
Young people enjoy making.
Of course. But we really went out there, and we really did stuff that was like, getting some crazy reactions. That was definitely, not normal in terms of like if you took 10,000 kids back then, there was like only us doing that pretty much.
Yeah.
Right. So there's that. Then. And that's a major layer. Then there was like you had a track towards, broadcasting, television.
I had no other options.
And then
you happened to be you were a computer genius.
I remember even before
you were a computer genius, so you had your track.
Yeah, but even before the radio show, certainly way before the TV show, we went to Rogers one day. Do you remember for this like?
The public access station.
Yeah, just to see like could we do stuff on TV? This is way before like the radio show. Okay. I don't even know if you remember this.
Before we started doing stand-up?
It was before that. Yes.
Really?
It was before that.
I do remember going there. At one point
with me. Yeah. So that was before stand up. We were kids. So I'd have to like remember the date. There was that. Then there was stand up comedy. Obviously, we did Yuck Yucks for at least 2 years, every week, just about every week. So we did stand up for 2 years. Then there was the radio show, Midnight Caller. I mean, that was your show, but I was there like all the time. I was there a lot. Did that a lot with you. Then that later you kind of like
so and
you
all
were
of a
broadcasting.
sudden,
Then you
we're making the show.
Yeah.
At Rogers Cable.
Yeah. Then there was Rogers Cable.
Come
obviously.
down.
Yeah.
You're drinking coffee in the window in the
Yeah.
background.
Yeah.
Your infectious laugh
Okay. Yeah.
became quite.
Yeah. So you brought me into
Quite a
that.
big
You're like,
part
Phil,
of-
you know,
quite a big
why
part of
you
the
be
show.
part of the show? And then we did all kinds of skits and segments, and
we moved to Los Angeles.
we moved to I guess first New York,
Yeah.
and
You never really fully moved to New York, but you actually
Yeah.
fully moved
Yeah.
to Los Angeles, right?
yeah. There's there's something, and it's hilarious. There's something bugging with my. Okay, there we go. It's fine now. That's funny. Definitely don't cut that out. Yeah, New York. I mean, shit. They're constantly.
There was a while there where you were living in my guest house.
I did. I lived in your guest house for 6 months.
You were like Kato Kalin.
I was Kato. Yeah, that's how I felt, and I was like, that's awesome.
And I would have been OJ then.
You were OJ, exactly. Yes. Yeah. I guess so. If I'm Kato, someone's OJ.
Yeah.
You can't have Kato without no one
Yeah.
being OJ.
That was fun.
Yeah, that's right. So,
But no, it's been a
then
fun
we
life.
died
We've
out.
had a fun life, huh?
sure, of course.
Now I've
It's been
just
great.
moved back to Canada to
Yeah.
die. I'm
Well,
back.
you're not dead. You're not dead.
Not dead. I'm just moved back here to die, though.
Well, to die? You didn't move back here to die.
I wanted to die in Canada. I didn't want to die in Los Angeles.
There's no imminent, you
Well,
know.
I'm just saying, like, it could happen at any time, so I
Oh,
figured.
like a meteorite could fucking slam into
no,
your
but I'm just
house
saying
right now.
we're getting a bit
You're
older.
hurt.
We're getting a bit
You're hurt.
older.
A little bit.
I just figured I'd rather die here.
Sure. Okay. All right. Well, you're not gonna die anytime
Like my
soon,
parents
but-
are getting older, and you know,
Yeah, everyone's getting older.
so it's like
Everyone's
if I
getting older.
died in Los Angeles, like it'd be so inconvenient for them because they'd have to go down
Yeah.
there and get all
Yeah,
my
yeah.
stuff and move it all and everything.
Shit. Yeah.
So I just figure it's better just kick it up here.
Just do it up here. Okay. Well, there you
And
go.
they can just bury me out in the woods behind the barn.
We found some pretty good spots today. Actually.
Yeah,
We need to,
it is. What is it about walking around in the wilderness that we enjoy so much?
I mean, we, as in you and I, or
Yeah.
are we, I mean,
Not humans,
yeah.
not the royal.
I
we, but
like exploring. I like the sort of like what's over there kind of
we're
element.
we're explorers essentially.
I like the hiking aspect of it. We always, every few minutes or so, we're like, oh, this would be a good place for like a bunker.
Yeah, absolutely.
A bunker.
We're always
you know,
looking for places
If
to make bunkers.
shit goes down,
Shit is going to go down.
we could do something here that could extend our situation by like 7 minutes.
Yeah. Now we're getting into the gist of it here.
And then it's fun to like.
Is shit going to go down, Phil?
I mean, shit's always going down.
Yeah. But is shit going to go down?
Going to go. So let me just back up and
I heard Mark,
shit is going down.
I heard Mark Zuckerberg's building a $100
Huge.
billion
Yeah,
bunker
of course.
in
Yeah.
Hawaii.
Yeah, he is 100 million.
100 million.
Yeah,
Okay.
he is the poor version.
Yeah. And so,
Yeah.
why do you think he's doing that? Do you think he's really concerned?
It's a good like option to have. It's
Nice.
Just nice to have.
$100 million bunker.
I mean, a lot of people have bunkers. I mean, at that level.
Yeah.
So.
Do you think shit is going to go down?
Well, what do you mean by going to go down? Like, just expand on that.
Well,
a
like
little bit.
when you
'Cause shit's
said-
already going
Like
down.
when you said we were back in the woods saying, oh, this would be a good place to have a
Right,
bunker in
right,
place in
right.
case shit went down,
Right,
right?
right.
This would be a good place to have a bunker in case shit went down. That kind of shit. That's the kind of shit I mean.
Right. I mean,
That kind of shit.
It's.
You think that kind of shit could go down?
I think the probability
Is
of-
that kind of shit going to go down?
Yeah. I think.
Yes?
I think
Really?
the probability of something going down
Something
in
going
quotes is much higher now than it was 4 years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So let's say like there's some sort of DEFCON scale
Yeah.
for like shit going down. The shit
Yeah.
going down scale.
Yeah.
5 is like everything's fine, nothing's going down.
Yeah.
And 1 is like it's on.
Yeah.
We're definitely between 3 and 2. Probably 3 going to 2.
Really?
Yeah.
Of shit going down.
Of shit going down. Yeah.
So that doesn't sound very high. Between 5, you're saying?
Like 1 is it's on. Yeah, on a scale of 5.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
1 is its own, not 5?
1 is its own, yeah.
So 1 is bad.
It's over.
I prefer 1 being good and 5 being bad.
You can flip the numbers around.
I just feel like it might get confusing because I'd be thinking 1, oh, okay, it's only a 1. Really, that's like DEFCON 1 is bad, you know?
Right, okay. Well,
DEFCON 5 is bad.
DEFCON 1.
Are you sure?
I thought DEFCON 1 was the...
I thought the higher number was the worst DEFCON.
I thought it was 1, but I might be wrong.
Either way, though,
might be
you
wrong.
think it's close to Doomsday now?
No, I mean, I think it's higher now than it was 4 years ago.
How will that materialize in the form of what? In, some sort of a Russian invasion?
No, not necessarily. Not really.
An electromagnetic pulse attack?
That's an oldie.
Taking down our power grid?
That's an oldie. A goodie, but an oldie, but a goodie.
Nuclear war?
Look, I mean, there's been a lot invested in those kinds of systems to be ready to use, right? So it's just a button away almost. I mean, it's more than a button, but I mean, there's a lot of stuff like ready to go.
Is there a button or?
Not exactly a button.
No.
No.
Why not?
Well, it's very easy if there's a decision to be made for at the executive level.
But it's not actually a button, no.
Oh, it's a couple of keys.
You're an expert in this area, though.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I'd like to kind of let everyone know. We're not just sort of a couple of guys goofing around drinking beer and talking about this. You're actually an expert in this area. You know about basically everything.
I don't know about everything, but
well,
things, but not everything.
You pretty much do, though, right?
Not everything, no.
Well, pretty much. Like whenever you talk about anything, right, you tend to know about it.
Not everything.
Have a strong opinion.
If I don't know it, I'll tell you.
But you tend to always sort of have an opinion about it.
I generally have an opinion on pretty much everything.
Everything. That's what I'm saying. And in your mind, your opinion is usually correct, right?
No, not always.
You wouldn't have an opinion about it if it wasn't.
I'd have an opinion. I could say that I'm not 100% sure here, but I think it's probably or possibly that way, without 100%.
Do you think people out there should be considering getting bunkers?
No, not at all.
Why? Just because it's pointless?
Yeah, pretty much.
Because of nuclear war, then you just prolong your own death, die of radiation poisoning in the bunker, eating ramen noodles.
You shouldn't even worry about that necessarily too much. You shouldn't worry about that.
Right. If you're going to go, you're going to go.
Yeah, of course.
Why prolong it an extra month? Eating canned tuna.
Yeah, if you're lucky, have canned tuna.
Yeah.
If you're lucky.
Well, what's the possibility of surviving a nuclear attack? Like, once.
Well, look, there's a lot of simulations out there.
Nuclear bombs all go off. How long till the radiation dissipates and you can come back out?
It's actually surprisingly, now this is through all kinds of simulations. The numbers are actually not as high as most people would think.
Now, these simulations that you put on, or
that I've seen.
You've studied it.
You studied. I mean, that I've
you've been part of.
That
You've been involved with.
I have.
I know there's only so much we can say.
Right. So the casualties are not as high as most people would think.
Yeah.
But there wouldn't be much left that would be normal.
Like if it's all out nuclear war and then it ends, right?
That's what I mean.
And then the governments are in disarray. It's anarchy. How long until the radiation dissipates and you can come out of the bunker and just go around and start
Fuck, the radiation does not.
Never does.
No, it would be. It would not be in your lifetime. Anywhere near. No.
Really?
It would take. It can take thousands and thousands of years for radiation like that to even go down by half.
But people live in Hiroshima and Nagasaki now.
Those were really small bombs.
Yeah?
Really small.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were really small.
I thought it just kind of blew away or whatever.
It did, but that's two, and they were really small.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not good. So this is the reason the bunkers were sort of pointless.
Like those were kiloton bombs. We have megaton bombs now.
Okay.
Yeah, those are tiny. Those are tiny. And you should not have lived around there quite a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, they were really small compared to what's out there now.
Yeah.
Well,
it's a bit of a downer, I guess.
Yeah, sure. I mean, we can can talk about that, but
yeah. What about other stuff? Aliens attacking. What are the
aliens attacking?
Possibility of that happening?
Not anywhere near higher than zero.
You've been pretty vocal about the UFO phenomenon, which many people feel very strongly about. But you seem to have sort of an alternate viewpoint on this.
I think the word phenomenon is very accurate.
Yeah. Phenomenon.
Yeah.
You don't believe they're from outer space, though. You believe it's some sort of high-tech military subversive kind of misinformation campaign.
I wouldn't say misinformation, but it certainly can be misdirection to someone that's not aware of what they might be seeing. But if you're asking me if I believe that, there's been aliens that we've seen recently with like a little shitty like video with a fuzzy black and white dot that's I would say no. Those are not aliens.
So what are those things that they're seeing? The little fuzzy.
It could be so many things.
Yeah.
It could be so many things. But if you're seeing something on your radar that's going 20 times the speed of sound, that's definitely not in any way necessarily instantly an alien.
Did the pilots saw it with their eyes and then they saw it on the radar and they went in to investigate?
Man, you could do all kinds of tricks with all kinds of crazy technology.
Really?
Yeah.
And who would be performing these tricks on American pilots then? Chinese or?
Americans, the Chinese, the Russians, any of those advanced
What about that Chinese weather balloon? What's your opinion on that? Was that a weather balloon?
That was not a weather balloon. I have a whole bit on that. But
your stand-up set.
My stand-up set, yeah.
You've been doing some stand-up
comedy.
Some
stand-up, yeah. I've been doing it for about a year now.
Enjoying getting back into it?
Loving it, yeah. Been doing
Took a little 30-year break.
Took a little 30-year break.
Nice to get back into it.
It's really nice to get back into it.
Get up on stage.
And
at Yuck Yucks in Ottawa.
Yeah.
You've been known to.
You
never know where Phil's going to show up. You could go down to Yuck Yucks in Ottawa. And Phil Giroux might be gracing the stage, talking about.
There you go. Talking about all this stuff.
Talking about Chinese weather balloons.
Yeah, definitely. I do talk about that.
Nuclear bunkers.
Kind of talk about that a little bit too. Yeah.
What do you think this Chinese weather balloon was? What was it? Don't do your bit though. Just
no. It was.
Just tell me.
It was highly likely. It looks like it was just it was a spy balloon.
A spy
balloon.
That
was capturing. It was signal intelligence spy balloon. So it was just capturing all communications.
And have these been flying over for years, or is this the first time?
No, apparently there's been quite a few.
Why did they make such a big deal out of it all of a sudden?
This could be one of the first really big ones that they see that they've been, over America, but they've been flying around in many other countries without any kind of, I wouldn't say fanfare, but any kind of big blow up in the media. But this, I think, was one of the first ones over America.
And were they just trying to see if they could get away with it?
Yeah, sure. It costs nothing for them to just kind of, just let that go and capture all kinds of interesting information that...
Was it flying too low? Is that why it got spotted, or?
No, it was flying at the altitude that it should have.
Why would they just have a satellite take the pictures? Don't they have satellites? They always say satellites can read the newspaper on a guy sitting on a park bench.
You can get more if you're lower like that.
What do you need more than reading the newspaper?
No. This was more into capturing signals.
Okay.
Signals.
Okay, what kind of signals?
Let's say you're flying over
cell phone signals.
Let's say you're flying over
the White House,
a nuke base.
Okay, yeah. You listen to
missile silos.
Listen to everyone's cell phones.
Or an army base, or any kind of base. And let's say there's certain things going on. You could see the reactions. You could capture signals on this is talking to that. And you actually might not know what it's saying, but you know that this is talking to that. And it's doing so after that sequence. You can capture all kinds of great insights through all kinds of signals. This goes back to that's what a lot of these kind of spy agencies do. But you need to send something like that that's flying at a certain altitude. almost right over. That's what it's probably doing. It's capturing signals.
I think I've probably demonstrated.
It's called SIGINT, Signals Intelligence.
Yeah, I think I've probably demonstrated here today that Phil does know a lot of stuff, and he knows what he's talking about. That's kind of why I'm sort of pursuing this line of questioning, just because I wanted to kind of, it's the first time I've been on the show in a while, and I wanted people to just sort of get a glimpse into the fact that you really do know what you're talking about all this stuff.
Now the Chinese would say, well, hey, we don't know who sent that. It's probably some private company. We don't really know. It's just a weather balloon.
So did the Chinese take credit for that balloon?
Credit? Like, they're not necessarily denying that it's theirs. They're just saying, like, the government isn't really saying that it's theirs. They're saying it's some private company, and the balloon went off course, and we can't control it anymore. It's just flying at 85,000 feet.
And when it flies over, though, it just keeps going, though, right? How many signals can they get if it just keeps going?
How many signals can it get?
Mean, when it goes over the army base, doesn't it just keep blowing away? Or
yeah, but it's there for a long time.
They just get a bit.
It could still be there, like, over a huge area for hours.
Okay. Well, can they steer it, or?
They could control the altitude. Yeah, that one I'm not sure if they could steer. I think you can definitely control you can steer it. The way you steer it, so they can, but it's.
Can you stop moving your glass?
Oh yeah, sorry. Steering a balloon like that.
I don't like the way it sounds.
Okay, it's a little tricky, but
just leave it in one place. See how I leave mine in one spot?
Sure. There's all kinds of.
Just leave it.
Yeah. So the short answer is yes, they could, sort of. There's all kinds of different air currents at different altitudes.
I studied broadcasting at Algonquin College, so that was one of the things they said is don't move your glass around.
I'll have
just set it lightly down and keep it in one spot. That's kind of.
And then so what they can do is they control the altitude. So if there's air currents going this way here, they're like, okay, let's go catch that wave, bring the balloon up, catch that wave. If there's air currents going that way, bring the balloon down, they'll catch that. You know what I mean? You could kind of steer it that way.
Okay, through they catch different air currents, so they can go up and down.
Yeah.
How big was it?
Huge. So, like, the gear it was carrying was the size of like a few school buses.
Wow.
It was massive.
Wow.
Yeah.
The gear below, that little thing below.
Yeah.
So the balloon itself was like the size of the Empire State Building.
It was big.
Yeah.
They're big.
It was the size of the Empire State Building.
You know, I mean, I'm sort of like not saying no, maybe like a third of it.
Yeah.
Like, no, they were huge. They were huge.
So, what else is on the agenda then for the next few years? What should we expect? What's going to happen with?
Well, you know, AI is big.
Artificial intelligence.
AI has been big my whole life, as you know.
Yeah.
But
you've been talking about AI for your whole life.
I've been doing AI since I'm like fucking 13 years old.
You've been doing AI.
Yeah, for sure.
You are artificial intelligence.
I was writing games with AI like when I was like 13, 14.
Okay,
sure.
Tell me how you did that. When you were 13.
Yeah, for sure.
You were writing games with AI.
Yeah. Well, AI is simple. If I write a chess game that has intelligence, that's AI. You know, so the definition is, you know, it's intelligence. It's able to learn based on certain patterns and information. And
so when you were 13 years old and you wrote some artificial intelligence,
very primitive.
Like what would be an example of a primitive artificial intelligence program that you wrote when you were 13 years old? So
a game of checkers, as an example.
Checkers,
yeah.
You wrote that?
Oh yeah, for sure.
On what computer?
Commodore 64.
Commodore 64.
Yeah.
So why all this fuss?
Kick-ass, man.
Why all this fuss about AI now when you've been writing it since you were 13?
There's a new type of AI. It's generative AI is the big fuss now. It's kind of like a new generation. Well, not to confuse the word generative with generation. Generative AI is kind of a new thing.
That means it can start to learn and build upon itself, and then become an out of control.
Not really. It's already learned everything that it knows.
Yeah. Is it going to become a problem, or is this just science fiction?
It's not going to become a problem.
It's not going to become a problem.
Not really. Not any more than anything that's already ever potentially been a problem. I mean,
it's not going to take over the world, or
No, not necessarily. Sort of.
What's all this fuss about then?
I think the big fuss with Gen AI and like these GPT, like chatbots, is that for the first time, it kind of feels like you're talking to a human, and it's really intelligent. It feels like it's really intelligent because it's getting back to you with like so much. 20 years ago, you'd enter just mumbo jumbo into Google, and it was like, holy fuck, it's returned like results. How does it know? Like it's returned. It was kind of impressive. But now you can just ask the chatbot something pretty complicated that somebody would have to go to school and maybe get a PhD in and study for 5, 6, 7 years.
Isn't it just Googling?
That's exactly it. That's kind of what I was getting at a minute. Oh, sorry. It's pre-trained with that answer. That's.
I'm gonna get coasters.
Okay, well, yeah, wait.
I'm gonna get some rubber coasters.
I'm just so used to like having the glasses.
No, I'm just gonna get rubber coasters. It's a new show.
Totally.
Obviously, we're working out the kinks.
And rubber glasses too. Rubber cups.
Yeah, we're working out the kinks here.
Now, if you're taking over the world, can you like see that that's happening? There's all kinds of ways to like know that that's going on. So it's like anything else. Like lock your door at night.
Do you just think it's like a video game? It's not going to shut down our power or poison our water supply or launch nuclear missiles. It's just basically like an easy way to order food.
It's like
on your phone.
Somebody that's malicious can use it to try and to achieve their objective more easily. Yes.
Is that what AI is mainly for now today, is ordering food conveniently?
Ordering an Uber and having the Uber like decide the best route to get to your house.
What about self-driving vehicles?
Autonomous cars, yeah.
You think that's going to happen, or is that just some sort of bullshit, some bulk?
No, that already exists. It's just not totally perfected yet.
Yeah.
They have to get to a certain level. It's pretty close though. I mean, look, autonomous driving especially in the south, like where it's warm, where there's no snow and stuff like that, it's a lot easier.
What about flying vehicles?
Yeah, flying cars.
So you have that where everything's flying around?
Yeah, like the Jetsons, totally. Yeah, there's some cars that convert to airplanes.
What about this whole moon landing fiasco?
Yeah. We've talked about this a lot.
Yeah. Where do you stand on that now? Do you think that they went to the moon? Do you think
probably
human beings have walked on the moon, or?
I mean, I'm like,
is that some overinflated?
I would put that at like 70%, probably yes. 75%.
You do, yeah.
Yes.
There was a time where you didn't think.
There was a time where I was at like a little bit less than 75%.
Yeah.
But that's one of those where like I'm at probably.
What changed? What made you just change yours?
It's not a big change. I mean, it's like.
What made you change your mind?
It's not. I don't even know if I have changed it.
Well, you used to not believe that we
went. No, you're asking me.
Now you do.
The question was like, are you 100%?
Don't lean into the microphone. I can hear you perfectly.
Look, I don't know.
It distorts if you get too close to it.
Okay.
That's why you need headphones. I wanted to have headphones, but I decided to go. If you're going closer, because there's
Okay.
Sort of keep a nice distance.
Not too close. Yeah.
It's not a perfect setup. We're working on it.
It's not a perfect setup.
You like to a little back. It sounds good, but then don't lean into it because then I keep pulling it back. I'm worried that
your
shot might change.
There you go. It's all good.
So.
Yeah, I mean,
because I've been watching these videos on TikTok about the moon landing, and they're making it seem like pretty silly. When they show all the way they're jumping around and stuff, it looks a little bit like it was done on a soundstage.
Right. I don't have TikTok, so I haven't seen those, but I've probably seen.
They're showing a lot of the old footage.
Yeah.
They're saying, they never thought that everybody would have their own little video playback system and could watch this stuff.
There's all kinds of conspiracies out there. I mean, that's one of them. Really hard to say. Really hard to say. But I'm not sure.
Would you go to Mars if you were given a one-way ticket?
One way? Now, what's there when I get there? Is it all like wicked swimming pools, arcades, like Pizza Huts everywhere?
No. Maybe there'd be a Pizza Hut.
What's there? Is there nothing there? Is it like Matt Damon? Like, or is it?
Matt Damon would be there. Yeah.
Matt Damon would be there.
And
Okay.
you'd be growing potatoes.
What's the movie that he made there? The Martian.
Yeah, you'd be growing potatoes with Matt Damon for the rest of your life. But then you'd also be known as sort of one of the greatest explorers in all of human history. You'd go down like,
But if I stay here, it's like mojito on the beach, chilling.
But there you'd be like Columbus. They'd be tearing down statues of you in 25 years.
I'd probably take mojitos on the beach here.
In 25 years, they'd be tearing down statues of you.
Probably take mojitos on the beach here.
Really?
Yeah. If it's just growing potatoes. Now, if it's like I get there and there's like a whole underground world.
Yeah,
and
there's
it's
like
more Total Recall.
There's an underground shopping mall.
Like Total Recall style.
It's just like it's more just like an underground
Just a
shopping
mall.
There's a J.C. Penney.
Okay. All right. Well, that's getting better now.
Yeah.
Is there a food court?
The food court.
Okay. They got like 5 or 6 different restaurants. Or
Yeah,
okay.
absolutely. Yeah.
Better.
Yeah.
It's better.
And then you and Matt Damon are growing potatoes.
Okay. And is there like that's it? Is there anything else? Like a go-kart track or something like that?
No.
I might still just mojitos on the beach here.
Be books.
Okay. Well,
You just think it'd be boring?
kind of boring.
Yeah.
Kind of boring.
A little claustrophobic.
Well,
Not knowing.
yeah, if it was a return trip, then I'd go check it out.
Yeah, it's a long. What is it? A 6-month flight there.
Well, yeah, they say they might be able to get like 3 to 4 months. They got to wait for every X number of years the planets align and get closer. So
Oh wow.
I think it's every 3 years or something like
Yeah,
that.
amazing.
Yeah, where it's.
So that means you fly up
In
there.
fact, that's the only time you go to Mars. If you don't go to Mars, it would take like something like 10 years.
So you got to wait 3 years.
It's
Until you can come
every 2
back.
or 3 years. Exactly. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That seems like a real hassle.
Yeah.
That's inconvenient for sure.
Otherwise, it would take forever.
Yeah. Yeah. Not even worth it.
Yeah.
And then you get there and it's basically just
Potatoes and Matt Damon.
it's like the desert really.
If you're lucky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be a nice. I think 2024 is going to be nice.
It's gonna be amazing.
I'm excited about the new podcast here.
You know, check it out. I mean, all you need is rubber coasters.
I gotta get some rubber coasters,
rubber
headphones,
headphones,
because
Is there something else?
if you had headphones on, you'd sort of
wouldn't be doing
what
this.
you would do is you'd find like the right volume, and then you just kind of hover.
We
in there.
debated today whether we should have headphones or not.
Yeah, we should
In the
have.
end.
I honestly didn't really. I mean, I knew it's better with headphones. Now I can really see why, because I can sort of see how I hear my voice, so I kind of find.
It was a long day.
I find the nice volume, and I just sort of stick with it. Whereas you're trying to not think about, so you're like moving around.
We can redo it.
moving
with
your drink
headphones.
around and stuff.
We could redo it.
No, I mean it sounds pretty good.
Okay.
It sounds pretty good. I'm a real stickler for
You have
audio.
headphones.
I do, yeah. So I'm monitoring everything here.
Yeah.
I figured that would be enough, but
you go.
I do think it does affect the performance as well of the headphone wearer.
Right. If
And I
you're
think-
aware of the sound.
And it's inspiring to hear it and go, oh, it sounds like I'm on a radio
And it
show.
looks cool.
Yeah.
It looks cool.
And so you kind of affect the way you speak and how you move. So.
Well, maybe next time.
Yeah.
Next time.
But this has been nice. I was thinking it might be fun, when we stop the show here, we could maybe get out the most powerful flashlight in the world.
Oh,
and we could
shit. Yeah, that thing's crazy.
wander off into the wilderness again.
Yeah. Are we going to go make a fire?
Yeah, we could wander off in the wilderness, make a fire,
Okay, we're going to go make a fire.
bring
at,
some beers out in the woods and
totally.
stuff. Want to do that?
Yeah, absolutely. That flashlight, if there's going to be a beacon for aliens to come here, it's going to be that flashlight.
Yeah, it's amazing. I love it.
Yeah.
The Immolent MS-18.
And so what is it, 10 million lumens?
100,000 lumens.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. 1 lumen is a lot.
1 lumen is it?
I don't know, but it sounds, if it's really dark and you have 1 lumen, it's probably pretty good.
It's got to be like...
That's like 1 candle.
It's like 1,000 times brighter than these lights.
Right.
If you look into it, your retina will
If you look
detach
into
from your...
it, you will die.
Yeah, you'll detach. Your cornea will detach.
That's crazy.
If you look into it.
Yeah. It's so powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think of Fanny and Kia?
Oh, Fanny and Kia are amazing. I love them.
Yeah. Like people have seen Fanny and Kia here on the show, but it's you just
I always enjoy seeing them. I like petting them. I guess is that the
you like to
say
pet
that
them?
or
yeah. You could say that,
and I feel like they know me.
Yeah.
And they get excited to see me and conversely.
They've got nice little jackets on
They
today.
have lovely coats or jackets.
That's
And,
just temporary because it's been raining.
And you were telling me a lot of interesting stuff today about like some of the training that you went through
Yeah.
to like be able to better be in better harmony with Fanny when you're,
learning
riding.
some techniques to communicate with
Very
her
interesting.
more
Very interesting stuff.
effectively.
I feel like she's an alien, maybe, with that brain.
Yeah.
How she can read your mind, essentially.
Have you heard that octopuses, some people consider they may be from another
I've heard
planet?
something about that a little bit, but they taste pretty good.
Yeah.
They taste pretty good.
That's what we do.
So we eat the aliens. If you
Yeah.
come here, if you're an
Yeah.
alien,
Yeah.
now maybe they did, and that's why they don't come back.
Oh, it
'cause they're
tastes like calamari.
you go there, we're gonna eat you.
Yeah, it
So,
tastes like,
yeah.
dip it in some of this ranch.
Try it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah, it's good. It's good stuff, though. It's good
That's probably why
stuff.
they're scarce. Well, Phil, let's go
Let's
walk
go,
around.
have some more beers and
some beers, go walk around some more.
Yeah.
I just
am
thought
feeling like we're gonna do it, but I'm a bit lower energy right now because we've walked so much today and so
Yeah.
much sun and
Yeah,
beers.
I think
that it's
low
kinda
energy would be the way people would probably describe what they've seen here today.
Yeah. So
You don't seem low energy at all.
no, but I can feel like I need like like that O. Henry bar.
Yeah,
you know?
a little
Maybe
chocolate boost.
We don't want
maybe
to
a little-
plug some brands.
You want to plug a famous Canadian chocolate
Canadian
bar?
chocolate bar. We bought
Not
two.
known in the United States.
There you go. So
Oh,
not
Henry.
much of a plug, man. But
Sell a few here in Canada,
yeah.
maybe.
By Lowe's, or it was Lowe's. Yeah, Lowe's. That was the company, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Remember those cherry blossom?
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
like Lowe's.
LOEWS.
WS, I think.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I
Might
think
be
you're
wrong,
right.
But
Yeah.
anyways, it's very Canadian stuff.
Yeah. Oh, really good. No, this is nice. Well,
Awesome.
yeah. Well, thank you, Phil. I
Well, thank you,
appreciate it.
Tom. It's been a lot of fun. I hope people learned nothing, and
No, I think people learned a lot here today.
and
People learned a lot. I think people, will be impressed with a lot of your knowledge.
It's I know some stuff. And
What do you think there's more of on the planet Earth? Refrigerators or AK-47s?
Oh shit, we have gone through this before.
Yeah. I know you're quite opinionated
Yeah.
about this at one point.
Yeah,
Have you forgotten
No, I have
which
not
side
forgotten.
of the argument you were on?
I think I was saying refrigerators, but it's AK-47s.
There are more
Much more
AK-47s
AK-47s
than there are refrigerators on the planet.
Now, that may have changed in the last 10 years, 10 or 15, because of China. Basically, like hundreds and hundreds of millions of people going into middle class that did not exist. So it depends on when that stat, and they all have refrigerators now.
I think they all went got AK-47s.
They probably didn't. But yeah, that's amazing. More AK-47s than probably refrigerators. That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
What a world, huh?
They should make a refrigerator where the brand is AK-47.
Yeah. Then
That'd be a cool refrigerator brand. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
we get one of those.
Strange. It'd be strange
I
branding.
know, but it'd be like, why? And then people,
Yeah.
because there's more of us than makes no sense.
That cold air, that lot, we did get a lot of oxygen today.
We did.
It did.
We did.
It did make me a little tired as
Oh
well.
man, totally.
Yeah.
But another beer will pick us up.
Yeah. No, this has been great. This has been a great show.
It's been great. It's been absolutely great.
The longest
Fun.
one we've done.
Is it? How long have we been going?
We've been on for 50 minutes.
Shit, 5-0?
5-0, yeah.
Okay,
So,
well,
I mean, that's plenty.
Oh, I better stop now then, I guess.
Yeah.
Better stop now.
Yeah.
Still make a fire in the woods, drink some beers.
Yeah, but what we'll do is we'll do more of this.
Absolutely.
You'll come back.
Yeah, of course.
Trying to make them kind of sort of a reasonable length for starters, just while I'm getting everything figured out.
Right on.
And then once it gets really, underway,
Totally.
then I'll probably start doing some longer broadcasts.
Amazing.
All right. Thanks, Phil.
Awesome. I'm
Pour you a little more beer there.
hold the can here. Cheers, Tom. It's been a lot of fun.
Cheers.
And let's go make a fire and have some more beer now.
Make a fire in the woods.
Okay, wicked.
Cheers.
Hey, everyone.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks for watching. My guest today
It was me.
was Phil Giroux. Thank you, everybody. Our guest today was Phil Giroux. Thank you for watching the Tom Green Podcast.
Awesome.
We'll see you next time.
Right on. All right. That was